Welcome to Istanbul, the only city in the world where two continents meet and where every street whispers stories from centuries past. From awe-inspiring landmarks to hidden alleyways, cafes, vibrant bazaars to serene seaside views, Istanbul is a city that truly has it all. In this video, I'll take you through the must-visit places, how to get around, what to eat, where to shop, and all the experiences you can miss to make your trip unforgettable. So grab something to drink and let's dive into the magic of Istanbul. I will share with you Istanbul's deepest secret that was hidden behind these walls for centuries and very few people knows about it. Our first stop is Hagia Sophia, one of the most iconic landmarks in Turkey. Built in 360 AD under Roman Emperor Constantine II as a Christian cathedral, it was destroyed and rebuilt twice. But the current structure was built in 537 AD. After the Ottoman conquest of Constantinople in 1453, it was converted into a mosque. Instead of tearing it down, the Ottomans preserved the Christian mosaics and images were not destroyed. Instead, many were covered with plaster and painted over, in line with Islamic tradition, which avoid religious images inside mosques. Now you might be thinking, okay, what if I'm not Muslim or Christian? Why visit Hagia Sophia? First, it's a masterpiece of architecture that has stood for nearly 1500 years. Second, Hagia Sophia is like a living history book. It tells the story of empires rising and falling, the Byzantines, the Ottomans, and modern Turkey. So no matter who you are or where you're from, Hagia Sophia is about experiencing the legacy of history and humanity itself. Just a short walk from Hagia Sophia is another piece of ancient history, the Egyptian Obelisk. This massive granite obelisk is over 3,500 years old. It was originally built in Egypt and later brought here by the Roman Emperor Theodosius in the 4th century. Take a closer look at the base. You'll see detailed carvings of scenes of Roman life. It is like a time capsule that connects ancient Egypt, Rome, Byzantium, and now modern Turkey all in one monument. Now let's step into another famous landmark in Istanbul, Sultan Ahmed Mosque, famously known as the Blue Mosque. This mosque was designed to show the strength of the Ottoman Empire with its 6 minarets and massive domes layered one above another. Fun fact, why is it called Blue Mosque even though it is grayish in color? When you step inside, you'll see why it is called the Blue Mosque. Over 20,000 handmade tiles painted in shades of blue that cover the interior. Sunlight filters through more than 200 stained glass windows, creating a truly unique glow. Did you know the color turquoise actually got its name from Turkey? When the turquoise gemstone was first traded into Europe during the Middle Ages, it passed through Turkey. Europeans started calling it Yer turquoise or Turkish stone, and that's how the color got its name. Now let's switch gears a little. Have you ever heard the word Hamam? A Hamam is a traditional Turkish bath, a mix of relaxation, cleansing, and social life that goes back centuries. Think of it as an Ottoman version of a spa, but with a lot more history and ritual. And right next to the Blue Mosque, you'll find one of the most famous of them all, the Hurrem Sultan Hamam, built in the 16th century. This hammam was once used by sultans and their families, and today you can still experience it yourself. It is known as one of the more luxurious options, but there are plenty of other hammams in Istanbul to suit different budgets. Everywhere in Istanbul, you will find roasted corn or chestnut stands. It is the perfect snack while you stroll between monuments. You can use public transportation to go almost anywhere around the city. Make sure to buy Istanbul card to pay for tram, metro, train, ferry, bus, and other services. It was lunchtime for me, and just across from Sultan Ahmed Square, I stopped at Mishur Sultan Ahmed. It's a cozy spot with local prices, which is rare in such a touristy area. I ordered white bean salad and a grilled chicken kebab. Both were absolutely delicious, and the price was very reasonable. Make sure to check out my full must-try Turkish food video. You will find a link up top as well as in the description. After a big meal, sometimes you just need a quiet place to unwind, and Gülhane Park is perfect for that. The moment you step inside, the noise of the city fades away and you're surrounded by beautiful tall trees, colorful flowers, and the sound of fountains trickling in the background. You can walk along the shaded paths, sit on a bench, or just take a moment under the trees to breathe and recharge. It is time to head underground to discover one of Istanbul's most mysterious and magical places, the Basilica Cistern. It was built in the 6th century to store water for the city, and it could hold up to 80,000 cubic meters. It's enough to fill about 30 Olympic swimming pools. Fresh water was carried from distant forests and hills and then stored in the Basilica Cistern. As you walk through, you notice the massive stone of columns rising on both sides. The reflections glow in the shallow water. What makes it remarkable is not just the scale, but the design. The engineering was highly advanced for its time. Let's move on to another historical monument that has stood for over 1600 years, the Column of Constantine. It was built in 330 AD by Emperor Constantine the Great to celebrate the founding of Constantinople as the new capital of the Roman Empire. They say some of Istanbul's deepest secrets aren't written in books. They are hiding behind stone walls and whispered in the dark. What really happened behind the old cemetery walls of Istanbul? What secrets were once buried in the shadows of these quiet places? Were they only for mourning and silence, or something more? Behind those cemetery walls and the forgotten back streets of the city, secret gatherings took place. As the famous saying says, do not judge a book by its cover. What seems to be a cemetery where nobody would expect anything to be inside other than cemetery and burying dead people, there is a hidden secret. It has been a hidden secret for many years. As you have seen inside, it's a coffee shop. So why has it been a secret for many years? Coffee and nargila were banned, but that did not stop the people. Groups of men slipped quietly into hidden courtyards to drink coffee, laughter muted, voice hushed to whispers, every sound carrying the risk of discovery. From the outside, nothing gave these places away, just stone walls. And the question is, how many of these secrets still lie hidden in Istanbul today? Time to dive into one of its loudest, busiest, and most colorful places, the Grand Bazaar. It's one of the oldest and largest covered markets in the world. Inside, you'll find a maze of streets and over 3,000 shops. They sell almost everything from gold and silver jewelry, ceramics, lanterns, spices, leather goods, hand-woven carpets, and of course, souvenirs of every kind. Some items are reasonably priced, especially smaller souvenirs or Turkish delights. But if you feel they are priced high, don't be shy. Smile, take your time, and negotiate or bargain. Time for a short break. I stopped to get a hot kunafe with ice cream and a cup of tea. Kunafe was really delicious. Just a short walk away, you'll find the Egyptian Bazaar, also known as the Spice Bazaar. For centuries, this is where goods arriving from Egypt and the East were sold, especially exotic spices, herbs, and teas. The moment you walk in, you're surrounded by vibrant colors, golden saffron, bright red pepper, deep green teas. In addition to spices, you'll find herbal teas, honey, dried figs, apricot, nuts, natural oils, and traditional sweets. When planning your trip, make sure not to go to Grand Bazaar on Sunday because it's closed on Sundays. But the Egyptian Bazaar, on the other hand, is open all week. After a full day of exploring, it is time to head toward the Bosphorus. The Bosphorus is a narrow strait of water that separates Europe and Asia, making Istanbul the only city in the world that sits on two continents. One of the best spots to soak in this atmosphere is Eminönü. You can walk along the promenade or cross the iconic Galata Bridge and watch ferries glide under your feet. Or you can hop on a Bosphorus sunset cruise, or simply sit back, with a glass of hot Turkish tea at a rooftop cafe or restaurant. Or you can try the area's most famous street food, the fish sandwich. It is simple, it is cheap, and so delicious, and it's part of the Istanbul experience. And that's a wrap for day 1 here in Istanbul. We saw some of the city's most iconic spots, from the Hagia Sophia to the Grand Bazaar, and of course ending the day with that Bosphorus vibe. Honestly, what a day. So what did you think? Which place would you check out first if you were here? Let me know down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this trip. This is part 1 of my Istanbul adventure. Click the links below to join me on day 2 and day 3. Trust me, it only gets better from here.